Hello everyone, and welcome to this day. It is Pi Day, March 14th. I'll tell you about that in just a moment and how maybe you can go out and get some sweet deals out there. Well, today we have several things going on with the Theater Guild. They're going to have a fashion show, and then also coming up, David Bridges is coming on. He is going to talk about a concert that he's going to be singing and coming up very shortly. But like I said beforehand, Mary Zolli is here today along with a couple other guests. The very interesting fashion show. That'll be fun to watch. Also, we have a couple guests on from the Senior Center. Cheryl Weiland is here today, and Sherry Unholst will be here, and they're going to talk about all kinds of different things coming up. You know, there's many different activities and events that the Senior Center puts on. One of them we're going to talk about a class or sort of a seminar about wills and trusts, and also some entertainment that's coming up, and I'm sure Cheryl will have some health news as well. Now, as far as meetings go today, there are a couple meetings. GRF has Media and Communications at 1:30, the United New Resident Orientation at 6. Now, you need to call for this, and that's why they don't list a room. It depends how many people they get. So let me give you the number. It is 949-268-2337. Please call that number if you would like to attend the United New Resident Orientation. Then they'll let you know where it will take place. Now, the weather, and you know, in and out, in and out. That's what's happening with the rain really all the way through Saturday now. And if you're watching us in the morning, you saw we had some light rain over early morning, and coming up later on tonight, we should get some more rain coming in. That will be later on. We may get a few sprinkles as we get to 5, 6 o'clock. Most of it will be much later, overnight into Thursday. As we get to Thursday, let me get out of the way here so you can see. As we get to Thursday, we'll have some clearing later in the day. And then as we get into Friday, it should be overcast most of the day, but the rain will start to come in probably afternoon into the evening, heavier as we get into later in the evening, then spilling over into Saturday morning. We'll probably get some rain, some drizzles out there, probably at least till 10, 11 o'clock on Saturday morning. Now, as you have seen, this has kind of changed a lot over the last few days. As you recall, last Saturday we weren't supposed to get rain until around 2 o'clock, and we ended up getting it more about 9 o'clock in the morning. So this is kind of changing, but do expect rain conditions all the way through Saturday. Then into next week, by the way, there's another system looking like it's coming in around Tuesday. So all told, the heaviest rain should be on Friday, and the snow levels for the ski resorts are going to be dropping down as this is a colder storm, and it will produce some nice snow up there. Now, let's look around Orange County and the area, and a little bit cooler today for sure, as you can see, by maybe about 10 degrees or so. And yes, happy Pi Day. And what's really kind of nice about that, and by the way, if you don't know what pi is, it is, I'm going to read this here because I won't get it right otherwise. It's defined as the ratio of a circle's circumference to its diameter. Now here's the thing, so many different places, Polly's Pies, other pie shops and pizza places are all having specials today. You might want to call them up or go online and see what they're offering, but you can get a sweet deal out there in honor of Pi Day, March 14th. All right, we'll be back in just a moment.
At BreastLink Laguna Hills, we understand the anxiety that comes along with healthcare. That's why we provide breast-dedicated specialists in imaging, surgery, and oncology. We have one center, one team, with one focus, you. Studies have shown that cancer patient outcomes are better when treated by dedicated specialists. This makes a difference for women who want timely, concise, and accurate answers. BreastLink delivers the care you deserve with the quality you expect. Whether you need us now or later, we're always here.
When you travel with AAA, you get more than a vacation. You get exclusive AAA member benefits, special offers on unforgettable experiences, and the travel planning knowledge of your own AAA travel agent. When you travel with AAA, you get the vacation of your dreams. To save on a pleasant holidays vacation, visit your local AAA travel agent today.
If your loved one is struggling, trying to maintain independence in their home, Acticare can help. Our caregivers provide home care services to relieve the strain placed on family and make staying at home possible. Don't let another day go by without getting the care they deserve.
We can provide your loved one the care they need and motivation, and give you peace of mind. Please call to set up a free care consultation.
Acticare, responsive in-home care. Your first day is free.
Answers Today is a great program that we've just started at our Laguna Hillside. A woman has a new symptom in their breast, whether it's new breast pain, breast lump, a rash on their breast that's new. They can call in and get into the office within 24 hours and be seen by a physician and have some imaging to have an answer before the end of that day. So this is a very powerful program. I would much rather spend the rest of my career preventing cancer than actually treating it.
Achieve a level of comfort you've never known before. The Daydreamer will take you through smooth movements and guide you effortlessly into your favorite positions. Adjust the power pillow for ideal support for your head and neck. This and our positioning technology allows for infinite relaxation. Lay back in zero gravity while watching TV and put your body and mind at ease. Lift your spirits and find your favorite daydream. Contact your local Golden retailer today.
Hi, welcome back. Well, the Theater Guild and Mary Zolli always has something fun going on, and today is no exception. She is bringing us What Not to Wear fashion show. Well, super interesting what not to wear this time. Tell me a little bit about the theme.
Our theme is Involve and Evolve. And by involve, we mean get as many members involved in our monthly meetings, not just as audience, but getting up on the stage.
Right.
So we have 200 members, and tomorrow is our fashion show.
Right.
And my thought was, how can I get people up where they don't have to memorize lines or anything? They can just go up there and do some activity. So then it came to my brain, a fashion show. Okay, and then I thought, well, let's just take that one step farther and be crazy and get stuff out of our closets, go to the costume closet, and just mishmash it all together.
Okay, and we have some models to show us what this mishmash looks like, right?
Yes, we do.
Okay, so let's have our first model come on out.
We have Sandy Bassler. It's that crazy redhead again. Sandy Bassler, baby boomer queen, appears before us in all her majesty. For her crown, Sandy has chosen a black mini pearl favorite hat. Bring the veil down and she could become a beekeeper. Note, Sandy's red print floral vest, and indeed the entire theme of red, is suitable for Christmas all year round. Sandy's black and white print, Aladdin-style pants suggest her being whisked off into Aladdin's lair. Go, Sandy, go! Sandy's red plaid shoes suggest that she could click 3 times to head to the land of There's No Place Like Home. Click 'em, Sandy!
There's no place like home. There's no place like home. There's no place like home.
Defy those fashionistas, Sandy. You are perfectly dressed for an audition for Laguna Woods Clown School.
Oh, that's great. That's too funny. I can't even You wrote something for every piece of clothing. That was awesome.
Yes, yes, we are professional. So we have like 20 models and their narrators.
Oh, wow.
And these comic bits. I think everybody's going to be rolling on the floor laughing.
I bet you're right. Okay, who else do you have?
Next, we have Stephen Hall. Stephen is definitely styling and dressed to the nines in his colorfully coordinated golfing ensemble. The multi-hued shoes, the classic plaid Bermuda shorts, the iconic Tommy Bahama 100% silk Hawaiian shirt are all topped off by his jaunty straw fedora. Guaranteed to conform to the new stringent golf club dress code, Stephen will certainly be up to par on the links and will most assuredly titillate the lovely birdies at Club 19.
Oh, that's great. You're absolutely right. People are going to be rolling. That is so good.
Yeah.
So that's tomorrow night in Clubhouse 7.
Tomorrow night.
And it starts, well, people can go at 6:30, but it all starts at 7 o'clock.
Yes.
And how will you have it set up where people, you'll have a stage area and then people will be sitting in the audience type thing?
We have tables, we have refreshments.
Okay.
Guests are welcome. You do not need to be a member of the club to come.
Great. Well, lovely. How fun. Well, I can't wait to hear how it goes.
Okay, Lisa.
Thanks for being with us.
Much.
And right after this, stay tuned. We're going to have a night for jazz with David Bridges. We'll be right back.
When you travel with AAA, you get more than a vacation. You get exclusive AAA member benefits, special offers on unforgettable experiences, and the travel planning knowledge of your own AAA travel agent. When you travel with AAA, you get the vacation of your dreams. To save on a pleasant holidays vacation, visit your local AAA travel agent today.
Do you hear but not understand? I have good news for you. A proprietary system for verifying hearing correction, Verified Best Speech Clarity, is now available through the All-American Hearing Network. This means hearing improvement can now be verified and documented. Your individual hearing correction is guaranteed in writing. Call today to reserve your complimentary private consultation and experience word clarity dialed back into focus on the spot. Try AMP, the world's smallest hearing aid at an unbelievably small price, just $750. It's ready to go in one visit, comfortable to wear, and virtually invisible when worn. Yes, you can now have verified best speech clarity. Hear every word. Call today to reserve your complimentary private consultation and experience word clarity dialed back into focus on the spot, risk-free.
Managing your own medication can be stressful. For decades, we have watched you stand in line at your local pharmacy and battle with insurance companies, all to be left with the difficult task of organizing, managing, and remembering to take your medication. AmeriPharma offers a new way of simplifying the lives of you and your loved ones.
In previous years, I didn't require any prescriptions, but now I have to take about 7 or 8 due to various conditions. It's a management problem. My nurse told me about AmeriPharma's MedBox. I switched over. Boy, am I glad I did. It's really easy to use and it's solved all my problems.
Get your medications delivered to your door. You'll receive your pre-sorted MedBox that easily allows you to tear and take the required medication regimen at the plainly printed date and time. AmeriPharma MedBox, the new standard in medication management.
Hi, welcome back. Well, the Theater Guild didn't stop at what not to wear. We now have a night for jazz, and we have a guest. His name is David Bridges, who is a jazz musician who will be performing at the April meeting. Well, welcome.
Thank you.
So exciting. So what kind of jazz performer are you? Was that a loaded question?
It was loaded. I'm a singer, a storyteller, actually.
Okay.
And I'd like to share with you the stories of Fats Waller, Joe Williams, Jimmy Rushing. These were singers that came on the stage and told you of their life of the day, and shared their dreams and aspiration through song. And how they took care of each other. We'll get more into it during the show, but how they took care of each other when they weren't in town. If guys who didn't travel, they always went by and make sure that the family had something to eat, or kids most of the time musicians had to be away during the holidays. So whoever wasn't traveling would go by and sit in with your family and be a surrogate dad or whatever they had to be to help the structure of the family and to get on with the music. And there was writers for a lot of the music that didn't travel. There was older guys that they didn't travel. But they wrote arrangements. And so, like, I know that you're coming back into town and that you're going to need a new book of songs. And we'll be doing some of the new books of the day through the 30s and the 40s, and showing music that was written by brilliant arrangers that people performed in those days.
Okay.
And stories of during the World War, they had musicians that weren't involved in that, but their support was to go and entertain the troops who was having a hard time, and you want to make them laugh and you want to make them remember. And some of the material that we will be doing will relate to those moments.
How long is your show usually last? Is it about an hour or 2 hours?
Yes, in this case, it's about an hour.
Okay, so you plan to get through all of that in an hour?
Oh yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So do you lay out, I think I heard you say you kind of really do more of an impromptu type thing. So do you already have it in your mind which songs you're going to do, or like you said, is it just sort of a feeling?
I think, see.
I was listening.
Well, yes, we do have a format, but we'd like to keep it spontaneous when we get there on that day. There's a choice of thousands of songs, and if somebody, we do requests. If somebody asks for a particular tune, we have some great musicians with us. Ron D'Angelo, a great drummer, and he does lots of percussion stuff. And Alan Takahashi, who's a piano player. And more than that, he's a keyboard player. He does wonderful things.
Okay.
And then a couple of singers from the Theater Guild. Stella D'Annunzio is going to come up and sing some with us, and Jeannie Madigan is going to sit in and sing some songs with us. But it's just basically reminding people before they started babbling and screaming of telling stories through music.
Right.
And how we supported each other and doing songs of some great ladies who, Carmen McRae wrote some beautiful tunes. And a lot of singers, of which names escape me, that we will be doing some of their music in. Fats Waller wrote over 700 songs that we knew that I'm going to do a lot of his tunes.
Okay.
Because he would take a song and start on the 40th floor of a publishing building in New York called the Brill Building. Everybody bought and sold music. He'd start on the 40th floor and he'd play a tune. Gotta get my old tuxedo pressed. And then he would go down to the next floor and play that same song backwards. Beep-da-boop, boop-boop-be-doo-da, and sell it again. And then he'd go down to the next floor. And by the time he got down to the bottom, he sold the same tune.
Oh, funny.
35 times.
That's pretty creative.
Yeah, and well, he said his reasoning was, well, Beethoven did it.
Well, there you go.
You know, Beethoven, when he wrote the fifth, da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da, then he wrote 47 opuses or themes on that.
Right.
He says, if it was good enough for Mr. B, it's good enough for me.
Perfect.
And he sold so many songs. And a lot of them, that was payment. You know, a lot of writers would run out of gas and say, oh, I need a tune for this show. And he said, well, I need my rent paid. I'll take care of your rent. You got a tune for me.
Right.
And Fats would write him a song.
Great.
And so a lot of this music saved people's families and lives, and is how we went on through time and on stage. And this is what we're going to do, and to share some good music.
Sounds excellent.
In
And that's
April.
in April.
April
And
19th, the third Thursday.
the third Thursday. So we have our clip there. It has the dates, the 19th, like you said, and you will be performing for an hour with the same band you always perform with, or just different. I know you mentioned a couple of singers.
Yes,
and
those are.
okay.
Yeah, this is using mostly people that live here.
Oh, right,
you know,
right.
Or live close to here.
Right.
I can't fly them in. I could, but I don't have the
We're
budget.
looking at a clip right now. So here you are performing in, you look like you're having a pretty good time.
Oh, yes.
And so that was, how long ago? Has that been a while?
About 4 years.
Okay. And then there you have someone that's playing in the band.
Yes. Wonderful bass player. Oh, my goodness.
And so your band for April 19th will consist of how many people?
Three.
You'll have three? Okay. And what instruments will accompany you?
Keyboards,
Okay.
drums, and bass.
And bass. All right, excellent. Good. Well, it sounds exciting.
I think so.
And they can see that on April 19th. And if they are interested in you, though, your website is therightmood.com. Is that correct? Because that's what we had.
That one was for Phoenix, but this one is called, if they're interested in contacting me, it's Black Mind.
Black Mind.
1306
Okay.
at gmail.com.
Perfect.
And please contact me and we'll tell you some stories of today, yesterday, and tomorrow.
All right. Well, thank you. That is awesome
Thank you.
information, and good luck to you. I'm sure it's going to be a blast.
Thank you very much.
And we'll be right back after this with the Senior Center. Stay tuned.
Christine and Jack for the Jewelry Box.
Hey Christine, after being voted best jewelry store in Orange County every year since 2011, don't you find it kind of odd that there are still folks that don't know about the previously enjoyed jewelry we sell?
Yep, it's a shame, Jack. You know, we buy from our customers at great prices. Our master jewelers refurbish the best of the best, and we sell at prices way below other jewelers.
So that's the reason we're still #1.
It's one of many, Einstein.
The Jewelry Box. It's about trust.
I'm Dr. Leif Loberg, and I want to welcome you to our brand new facility here in Laguna Woods. We've been serving the community since 2006, and we're super excited to bring you an awesome team of doctors, Dr. Jackson, Dr. Asaturians, Dr. Vian, myself, here to serve you in our brand new state-of-the-art facility. Call us in the morning and we'll get you in the same day, guaranteed.
The recently completed El Toro Water District Recycled Water Expansion Project has now delivered over 1 billion gallons of recycled water. The district is preparing to construct a second phase of the project that will install over 28,000 feet of new recycled water pipelines in the Gate 9 and Gates 5 and 6 areas of Laguna Woods Village. The pipeline construction will begin in early November and should be complete by June of next year. The district sincerely appreciates your patience as we enhance the water supply resources in the Laguna Woods area.
Your body is made for work, play, and adventure. All the things that make life amazing. But when pain gets in the way, turn to Hoag Orthopedic Institute to get you back to doing the things you love. At Hoag Orthopedic Institute, we're experts at getting you out of pain and back to golf, running, or yoga. Whatever makes you, you.
Well, we have a wonderful guest from the Flora and Sylvester today. Our good friend, someone who is very knowledgeable what goes on there. Cheryl Weiland is here today. And Cheryl, you are, you know, we've talked about this before.
Mm-hmm.
You are a RN.
Yes.
Which is a great benefit to the senior center
Yeah.
because you often, a lot of the programs that you do there have to do with health issues. And quite often you'll bring in some great guests, which you're going to be doing as well, right?
Right. You know, Marilyn Diddy started when we start going into senior centers, she made an issue of having an RN and a social worker involved with case management.
Right.
And this kind of, the health and wellness program kind of evolved at the Flora and Sylvester. I wanted to start something like that because people kept asking me questions about certain health-related issues. So I started bringing in speakers. And this has been going on for like over 20 years now.
I know. Yeah, that's amazing.
I think I just dated myself.
Well, we're going to talk about several different things coming
Sure.
up. And one of them, on Tuesday, March 20th, you're going to be having a service come in, benefits claims for veterans. And this is going to be, they actually drive in, it's a mobile unit, and people can come in, veterans of course, and find out what's available
Right,
to them,
they're
right?
going to find out, you know, what's offered to them and how they can do. They have claims officers there to help them go through the paperwork because, of course, it's government. So, like, there's
it's not
10
easy.
copies of this
Yeah.
and 10 copies of that. So it's going to be on the Tuesday, and it starts at 9 o'clock. It's first come, first serve.
Okay.
And there's a big van that comes in our parking lot, and they set up chairs and everything. Hopefully it won't rain. And it's been successful. We have it every year.
And this is a chance, you know, a lot of veterans, especially if they have never gone through this before, it's kind of bewildering doing this on your own.
It's intimidating.
Yeah.
The paperwork's intimidating. We advise people not to do, like if they're trying to get aid and attendant care or something like that, to go over with the claims officer or someone who's very knowledgeable, because if you don't dot the I's, cross the T's, it's sent back.
Yeah.
And then you have to start all over again. And it's quite, it's a lengthy process.
Yeah, so take advantage of this. This is next Tuesday, March 20th, from 9 in the morning to 2 in the afternoon.
Right.
Very good. Now, this is something that
Same
is
day.
on the same day. I tell you, lots happen
Yes.
at the senior center.
Tuesday's a busy day.
Yeah, and I think we might have an on-screen flyer for this. This is about dealing with living trusts and wills.
Right.
And this is something else that for people can be very confusing, because often a simple will may not cover everything, a living
Right.
trust may not.
Right.
And this is an opportunity to sit down with someone and talk with them, and they're going to tell you, actually it's a seminar, you know, who's an executor of a will or a trustee, and how do you
Right.
set up a trust?
Right.
Family trust versus this and that.
Right.
Very good.
Yes, so Martha Farrington, she's our fund developer, but she's also an attorney. So she knows the ins and outs. She crosses the T's and dots the I's for sure.
So
she's very good. And that's at 1 o'clock.
1 o'clock to 3 o'clock.
1 to 3.
And you do want an RSVP on this.
Yes,
right?
I appreciate that.
Yeah, the same number, 3800155. And again, the reason you want this is because these things fill up.
Yes, they do.
Yeah,
And,
especially something like this.
Right.
And you know what? If you're a veteran, you get a 2-for-1. Come early and find out about your benefits, your VA benefits, and sign up for things, and stick around and do this.
There's another program on the same day.
On the same day.
This is a busy day.
It is a very busy day.
It's,
now explain this to me. This sounds very different.
So this is the Experience Eventual Tour of Dementia.
Okay.
And Silverado has this great program that they're joining up with Care Partners to bring it to the senior center, and it gives you an idea what it's, you're in someone else's shoes.
Okay.
And how people with memory issues see the world. And it gives you more perspective on, you know, and maybe a little bit more empathy with people that have memory issues.
Yeah.
So, you know, they have virtual tour. I think they have the glasses that you can do. Yeah, it's kind of exciting. So that's on March 20th too at 1 o'clock. So you have to choose.
Yeah. Yeah, you do.
It's nice to have these options.
Yeah, there's a lot. I think 3 things on one day. That doesn't happen that often, does it? But you got it all.
So if you're busy on the 20th, on the 21st,
okay.
I am integrated. Now this is kind of a more of an awareness, and it's on brain health.
Okay.
And Gail Bondi is, she's an MFT, marriage family therapist, and she's doing this. She loves teaching, and it was a full class 6-week program. So this is continuous. And it's March 21st is the new program that's starting. So, you know, she has different topics each week. People can drop in and drop out.
Okay, so they don't need to take every one.
But, you know, it benefits if they go for the full 6 weeks.
That's really
And
nice.
she's
Developing new relationships, positive thoughts.
And Gail's, we would like to keep her going throughout the year. Hopefully the response is as good as it was this time around.
So this starts Wednesday the 21st and then goes for a month, 10 o'clock to 11, a 6-week program. And is this free to enroll?
Yes.
But you do need to call, again, 949-380-0155.
Yeah, and the last one that we have is March 27th.
Theater games.
This is fun.
And this is one we have an on-screen flyer for as well.
Yeah, it's an interactive workshop, and it's just for humor.
Yeah.
And, you know, something to laugh with. And I think it would be good. It's by Parentis, they're sponsoring it. And that's on, when is it? The 27th.
March 27th.
At 1 o'clock.
Laugh out loud with friends. Hone in your listening and communication skills.
Yes.
That'll be a lot of fun.
Like we laugh with friends, not at friends.
Oh, is that it? Oh, okay. Yes, okay. So yeah, that's the main focus there.
Yeah.
Now, this is something, again, that you offer, I mean, the thing is, you folks offer so much diversity as far as the programs that you have here.
Well,
I mean, it's amazing.
On Mondays, this month and next month, we're in taxes. So it's busy at the senior center.
Yeah.
On Tuesdays, it's busy, but with other things. People love lifelong learning. And, you know, we try and bring in as many different topics as possible, just so, you know, people get an option what they want to do.
And throughout the year, you do different programs depending on the holidays and the months. And I'm sure it might be full, but you have your St. Patrick's lunch.
I think
probably
that's
on
still
Friday.
open.
Oh,
yes.
okay. So that would be Friday, right?
Yes.
All right. So that'll be something that you can sign up for.
Right.
And so many things happen over there. Of course, you can just drop in and see what's going on.
Right.
And you can pick up these flyers, and then they have their monthly booklet that you can pick up and figure out what you'd like to do. But you can see there are some days there's 3 or 4 choices.
Well, you know, we're a resource center too.
Yeah.
And I try and bring in as much information for people to, you know, just look on the wall and see what's available. If there's questions, we're always there to answer them. If we don't have the answer, we'll try and find it for you.
Yeah.
So, you know, we have a lot of people dropping in my office. They want to know about health-related issues, and I can, you know, research that for them. Sometimes they just need a Band-Aid.
Yeah.
And I can do that too.
That's true. And I want to remind folks, although we'll tell you more about this, that coming up in mid-April is your big gala.
Oh, yes, of course, yes.
And that is down at the Ritz-Carlton?
Yes,
am I
that's
right?
at the
And you're going to
Ritz.
be honoring Marilyn Diddy.
Marilyn Diddy, yes.
Who is, of course, the founder of Age Well.
Right.
And that'll be
she founded
a
this,
lot of fun.
our organization almost 40 years ago.
Wow.
So she's been around for a while, and she's very knowledgeable, and she has so many resources in that head of hers.
Yeah.
I think she's writing a book, so you know, she'll be able to put it on paper.
We'll tell you more about that if you want to get involved.
Yes.
And it's a, you know, it's a big fundraiser too. It's
is.
your biggest fundraiser of the year for Meals on Wheels and all the different senior centers that Age Well oversees, which is, I don't know how many now.
I think there's 10, 9 or 10, 11.
Yeah, that's impressive. So Marilyn Diddy, honoring her, and we'll tell you more about that if you want to get involved and find out how to sign up for it. Good to see you. Say hi to everyone over there. I'm glad
I'm
that
staying healthy.
Yeah,
Everyone else is sick.
She's the nurse, so there you go. She knows what to do.
Wash your hands. Wash your hands.
Yeah, exactly. We will see you in a couple weeks.
Okay.
All right, you take care, and we'll be right back. Yeah, that's.
South Bay Jewelry has established trust in Laguna Woods for over 35 years.
We are expert GIA gemologists and appraisers of jewelry, estates, watches, and valuables. It is evident that South Bay Jewelers' recipe of superior customer service, quality, and trust is the reason for continued success in Laguna Woods. We specialize in custom designing, bridal and anniversary, and watch and jewelry repairs, with all services done on the premises.
South Bay Jewelry, next door to OPA in Aliso Viejo.
We love to show people that our sight loss won't hold us back. Thanks to free classes at Braille Institute, we're returning to the things we love. We're connecting with the world using today's technology. And we're learning to get back in the game. Thanks to Braille Institute, it's about what we can do, not what we can't.
Get information about free programs available from Braille Institute Anaheim, or learn about our new center in South Orange County by calling 1-800-BRAILLE or visit brailleinstitute.org.
At BreastLink, we offer our patients a variety of breast health services and breast cancer treatments. Our dedicated breast specialists assess each situation to determine the best course of action for each patient and personalize a treatment plan specific to you. The compassion and knowledge of the BreastLink team has helped us successfully treat thousands of patients. Allow us to deliver the care you deserve with the quality that you expect from a leader in breast health. Whether you need us now or later, we're always here. Visit us at breastlink.com.
Did you know there are over 400,000 seniors in Orange County today? Over the next 10 years, that number will more than double. So where does a senior or family caregiver go for information? Turn to us at the Council on Aging of Orange County. We can help you navigate the aging experience, understand Medicare, and know where to turn when a crisis occurs. As a local nonprofit since 1973, we serve 275,000 seniors every year. The Council on Aging, helping seniors remain healthy, connected, and protected.
Dr. Christine Chung with 7-Day Dental has served Laguna Woods for 17 years. Her office is close, her staff is the best, and she offers great discounts for Laguna Woods.
I have been a patient of Dr. Christine Chung at 7-Day Dental for 15 years. She and her staff are exceptional.
You may know me from Village Television. I would not go anywhere else for dental care than 7-Day Dental.
7-Day Dental, simply your best choice.
We got movies.
Yes, we do.
Yes, we do.
We're going to sing a song.
Yeah, we do. And we have one that you're going to talk about that is an Academy Award winner for Best Actor.
Yes, and he did an amazing job. It's called The Darkest Hour, and it stars Gary Oldman, Lily James, and directed by Joe Wright. And it is a really fascinating film. I mean, if you know, I probably hadn't learned much about this, and maybe in high school, right, and then a little bit in college. But it is about during the early years or early days of World War II, the fate of Western Europe hangs on the newly appointed British Prime Minister Winston Churchill, who must decide whether to negotiate with Adolf Hitler or fight on against incredible odds. And like you and I were talking about before, it really does show how Winston Churchill organized the rescue of Dunkirk. So it really was amazing. And like you were saying, Dunkirk, boy, there were a lot of movies.
There were 3 movies during 2017. Well, there was the one called Dunkirk. Right. It's funny, 2 of them were up for Best Picture, Dunkirk and this one. Then there was Winston Churchill, just called that, which we showed here.
Right.
Interesting.
Yeah, so it's a great film, and like you said,
liked it.
I did.
Okay.
I liked it a lot.
I haven't seen it yet.
And Gary did an amazing job. And that will be showing on Friday, March 16th. That's this Friday. And that's brought to you by Sterling Financial Advisors. And which one do you have?
All right, I have one that is a very different movie. It's called Wonderstruck. Now, stick with me here, because when I tell you, it takes place in 2 different eras. It takes place in 1927 New York and also 1977. That starts out on a farmland and then ends up in New York. Oaks Fegley plays the little boy that you see here. If you ever saw the movie Pete's Dragon we showed last year, he was a little boy in that. And Julianne Moore is in this, and then also this young girl, I forget her first name is Millicent, I forget her last name. She is deaf, not just the character, but she is. And this deals with her as a deaf young girl and how this boy, 50 years later, through a different series of events, loses some of his hearing. But both of them have this desire to go to New York and kind of search out what they are looking for. And so they parallel each other in 2 totally different eras. So you can see here's obviously 1927.
But they haven't met.
I don't know if somehow through space-time thing they meet. I don't know that, to be honest with you.
Right.
I've read a little bit about it. And even if I did, I wouldn't tell you because I want you to watch it.
Away. That's
but you
true.
can see it's in black and white and then color. Okay. A very different type of film. And again, the little girl in this is actually deaf. She's been deaf since she was an infant. And looks like a very good, different kind of movie. And Julianne Moore, she plays the mother in this of the little boy. So there you have it. Those are our 2 movies. Lots of movies coming up, in April. So we'll tell you about that. One of them is Star Wars. So I had to say that.
Oh, you're so excited
about
that.
Lady Bird, Phantom Thread, just some great movies. Now, you're going to talk about some sports updates because there were 2 big events over the weekend, right?
Yes, and I kind of thought it would be fun to just sort of recap what happened over the weekend. So we're going to have a Wednesday sports update. We interviewed Jeff Purser a while back, who organized the Toshiba Classic, and the Toshiba Classic took place over the weekend at the beautiful Newport Beach Country Club, and there's our winner. That's Vijay Singh, who ended the tournament with an 11 under. The purse was $1.8 million.
Wow.
Wouldn't that be nice?
That is neat. I remember several years ago going out there and watching him. And it's hard to believe, this is the seniors tour, which is what, 50 and up, I believe?
I believe so, yes.
Actually, do they still call it that? Don't they call it the Classics tour?
It's the Classics. It's not the seniors
it's not the seniors
because
anymore,
the age of seniors is changing.
Yeah,
so
it's fun to watch. He is tall.
He is tall,
yes.
and we also saw John Daly and a couple of other fun folks out there. So it was a fun tournament.
Daly is
yep, he's still hanging
tour?
on.
Wow.
Yep, he is.
Wow.
He is. I know. I think I saw him way back when in La Costa.
Yeah, I saw him
ago.
down at Torrey Pines.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yep.
Wow.
And La Costa. So there's been
time
quite a
flies.
few. Yeah, I know. Please don't remind me. And then also in other news, which is tennis news, there's the BNP Paribas Tennis Tournament, which is held in Palm Springs, Indian Wells. The defending champion Roger Federer eased into the next round in Indian Wells this weekend and on Monday because the rain pushed the tournament and the matches into Monday. So he won in an authoritative 2-set victory over Filip Krajinovic.
All right.
I had to practice that.
Yeah.
I hope I still said it right. And then the Williams sisters played each other, which was really sort of a Serena coming out after having the baby. And then they played each other, but Venus broke through to move on to the next round, beating her sister Serena in 2 straight sets, 6-3, 6-4, and then Venus played again yesterday and advanced again. And then in doubles, which I play a lot of doubles, the Bryan brothers, who are very popular. I interviewed them many years ago down here in Orange County. They moved ahead with a win over Spain. So I'm hoping to maybe every Wednesday bring us some sports updates for the weekend, also to include what's going on here in the community.
All right. Now, the doubles matches, are they more international matches, meaning you're playing country to country? Because you said they won over Spain.
Not necessarily.
Oh, okay.
If you, like, this is a rare thing because it's brothers, so it's not always U.S. and U.S. There's some other mixtures that go on too. Because I don't think there would be that many. That would be enough people.
Yeah, I mean maybe not brothers, of course, but I
Right.
thought maybe it was like, what do you?
Sometimes
kind
they
of
do
like
that.
the President's Cup and
Right.
in golf and all.
Right.
Well.
So fun.
Yeah, a lot of fun.
What else is
and,
happening?
A lot of good. Boy, if you're into golf, this is this is the time of year. Of course, next month people go to the Masters, and if you ever want to go to that, you can sign up for tickets. But believe me, it's a lottery system. I tried for like 5 years in a row, and I never made it. You almost have to know somebody.
Oh well,
But,
yeah.
yeah.
You don't know anybody.
Yes. I do know somebody who goes there now.
Well, there you go.
Maybe I can get in one day. All right, we are going to take a break, and then we'll be back in just a moment.
Hey, it's not my birthday. Whose birthday is it?
It's just a reminder.
A reminder of what?
The birthday roll. Anyone that has a Medicare insurance supplement plan, they can change that plan on their birthday month. It's part of the guarantee issue period. Each company has different premium rates. They could save money.
Saving money? What a great birthday present.
It sure is. As independent insurance brokers, we can help educate you so you make the right Medicare choices.
Give us a call.
I've been working with retirees since 1984. I specialize in protecting people's money, setting up a secure retirement income stream for them, and making sure their money is there when they need it. I started Sterling Financial Advisors under the premise that we not only needed quality service for clients out there in the financial industry, but ethical standards as well. We don't have any monopoly on the investments we use. What we do have a monopoly on is the integrity and how we treat our clients.
We're at Gate 6 to give you some very important information about the gate clearance system. During the summer, we rolled out an RFID process to tag 14,000 vehicles in the community. It's really important that if you did not get an RFID, that you go down to resident services at the community center to be able to get a RFID decal. If you do not have an RFID decal and you come to Gate 6 or Gate 5, please use the guest lane so you do not hold up traffic. For more safety information, we'll turn it over to Tim Moy.
Great, Chuck. That's a great point with the RFIDs. RFID is the key. You've got to have one. If you attempt to drive through the resident lanes without an RFID, obviously the arms are not going to open. So it's very important you go down to community services and pick one of those up. Secondly, as you're approaching, hey, this is something new to us all. We're used to driving through pretty quickly, giving the ambassadors a wave and being able to be on our way. But now with the arms, we need you to approach slowly, about a distance of 3 to 5 feet from the arm. That's going to trigger the arm to come up, and you'll be able to pass through. But one reminder, those, as you know, Chuck, those arms are going to go down pretty quickly, and so it's imperative that only one vehicle goes through at a time. Hey, safety is a key out here. Let's keep our eyes open, aware. We've got a merge between the resident lanes as well. So let's watch out for our neighbors as we're coming through and getting used to this system.
Right. We're going to be, once we turn on the gates at the big gate barrier arms at 6, we will then be turning them on at gate 5. So it's really important to head down to Community Services to get your RFID. For more information, please go to www.lagunawoodsvillage.com. Our priority is your safety.
Different is powerful, yet calming. Different is a friendly smile. Different is accepting, not judging.
Different is the unexplained, left to the imagination.
A day without plans, to walk, to explore, a coastal drive with no destination. Different is anything but predictable. Different can be good. At South County Lexus, you'll find different is amazing.
South County Adult Day Services, an adult day center unlike any other. We've moved into a brand new building in Laguna Woods with over 11,000 square feet of open space for you and your loved ones to socialize with friends, engage in physical activities, get the expert care you need, and participate in fun hobbies. South County Adult Day Services. Come visit us at our new location between El Toro and Moulton Parkway, next to Laguna Woods City Hall.
My name is Angela. I'm 51 years old and I was diagnosed with a heart murmur. Before the surgery, I was struggling to breathe. I was missing out a lot on playing with my son. I decided to go to Hoag from Nevada to have my mitral valve repair because the surgeons there are excellent.
My personal approach to patient care is really taking care of a patient as if they're a member of my family.
After the surgery, I can chase him and run around and play with him as much as he wants. It's like a miracle. It's like this patient made it through the toughest time in their life, and it's an awesome feeling.
The feeling to see these patients recover, especially when they're critically ill like that, it's just the best feeling in the world.
We wanted this to be one of the top cardiovascular centers in the region, the state, the nation, and to be recognized for that. We've achieved that.
If I had to go back and make the same choice, I would choose Hoag again. They treated me like family. This changed my life, and now I get to be with my son.
Well, if you've ever thought about wanting to go on a hike, and especially in this area, there's so many great trails. Did you know there's a hikers club? And they take a hike on Saturdays. They meet in the lobby of the Performing Arts Center, and they would love for you to join them. So all you have to do is go over to the Performing Arts Center, be there by 8:30. This is on Saturdays, and have a hike with them. Now, there is no fee to hike, but if you'd like to be a member, it's only $7. And if you'd like more information on this, you can call Eileen Racklin at 949-768-6130. Now, what they do quite often, they will carpool to a location. They'll go out to Laguna Canyon or wherever it might be and go on a hike for a couple hours. Of course, make sure you dress appropriately for the weather and take water with you and maybe a couple little snack bars or anything like that.
Right.
So if you want to do that, there is a hikers club.
Well, if we can just get rid of the rain.
Yeah, but you can.
We need the rain.
Yeah, we need the rain, but you know, if it's kind of misting out there, up again the hills of Laguna Canyon, that would be.
Well, as long as it's not slippery.
Yeah.
Right.
Wear the right shoes. That would be kind of nice.
Yes.
All right.
Okay, then we also
Games.
have the Village Games are coming, and the registration has already started, so make sure you get in on that, because April 8th is the opening ceremonies, April 9th is when the Village Games begin, and then they close, closing ceremonies on the 30th, and it's for Village residents. So if you want to participate, you would call 597-4273 to earn your bronze, silver, or gold.
Yeah, and you get a shirt, a polo shirt, and we don't know what color it is yet. That'll be a surprise.
Okay. All right.
I'm sure they know downstairs in the recreation, but we don't. Every year they're like, what color is it going to be? I think I have 3 of them for the past from past years ago that are all.
Well, then that means you
different.
can't wear that one again.
That's
because
right.
Then you'll totally stand out.
That's right.
Well, how's our weather? Speaking of the rain.
Well, you know what? We didn't get a lot this morning, but we got kind of a nice amount. If you're watching us in the morning, what's going to be happening today is we're going to get some clearing. It will be partly cloudy. We're going to get a little sun out there. Then as we get later in the evening, another system's going to come in. We might start getting sprinkles 5, 6 o'clock. It'll be stronger as we get towards 9, 10, 11 o'clock and overnight. It shouldn't be a real strong system. It'll spill over to tomorrow. Then tomorrow's kind of a repeat of today. It'll begin to clear up. As we get late Thursday night, again, another system will come in. So tomorrow we'll have scattered morning rain, then more coming in later on a little bit into Friday. But then it's going to be probably Friday morning overcast, but then heavier rain coming in. You know, it's really back and forth.
Right.
And it's hard to pinpoint because you've seen this week it's changed a little bit because these are scattered systems. The heaviest system is supposed to be late Friday into Saturday. And by Saturday midday, it should be gone, except into next week. There's another system.
Well, we're making up for the lack of rain. That's for sure.
Yeah, it's really nice. As I mentioned, it is Pi Day. And pi, of course, is the circumference diameter of the circle type thing, 3.14. I have like about 20 digits here. I'm not going to get into this. But I did check, and I double checked. In fact, I just got a couple emails. One of them is the pizza press, if you know that.
Right.
$3.14 for a pizza if you buy a drink.
That's easy.
And a lot of them are doing that. So go online if you have your favorite pizza. It's usually the bigger chains that do this, not the mom and pop ones, but like Pieology and those places. Check online. They usually have something. And of course, the pie shops, like Polly's, I think,
if you
is
just
doing
want to have a
something as
piece
well.
of pie, you know, banana cream pie or key lime pie, or whatever you like, you can have.
Yeah, today's the day to do that, and it only happens once a year. Right?
Once a year, so indulge. All right, on tomorrow's episode, we have our VMS Director update. We have Betty Curley and Susan McKinnery, which is with the Social Services. And we have Jennifer Carmarker with the Globe Headlines.
Yeah, and Susan has been the manager of Social Services Betty has been a manager of Social Services. She is retiring.
Right.
And Susan is coming in.
Right.
She was with Social Services a while ago and she took some time off. Now she's back. Yes. And she's going to be the manager, so I'll be talking to both of them.
Well, good. I'll let you know. I saw her at the Wellness Expo. She's very excited to be here and ready to go.
Yeah,
so.
She's really nice.
Excellent.
All right, we will see you then. Take care.
Have a good day.
Have some pie.
Pie. Key lime.